Marvel's sizzle reel for their Phase 4 slate.
Invincible series roundup.
And DC fandom is back.
All right, so welcome back to the weekly cut with myself, Craig, Con's back.
Good morning.
And Brad.
Hi.
Now, am I going to throw this inspirational quote somewhere?
You can basically, look, everyone, any regular listeners will know that we're throwing inspirational quotes in a minute. Well, we're not really. Connor done one.
Yeah.
And no one else has done one.
I had one this time.
Oh, you did?
But then I forgot I'm doing it, so I'll save it.
You can have it if you want to do it now if you want.
It's not really inspiration, it's more of a life lesson. It's just if your aunt had balls, you'd be your uncle. So
That's good.
Nice. Classic.
life
Golden
lesson.
oldie.
Life lesson.
I thought I'd do a little game for 1 minute of your time, please.
Okay.
Go on.
2 truths, 1 lie. Film edition. Right? I'm going to read you 3 statements. It's just to get the cognitive, get it going.
Get it going.
Right, so statement 1. In Romeo and Juliet, starring Leo DiCaprio, a crew member was kidnapped by a local gang and held for ransom until the director paid the demands. That's statement 1. Ooh. Statement 2. O.J. Simpson was nearly cast as the Terminator. Statement 2. And the last statement. In the early career of Keanu Reeves, he posed naked for what he thought was an audition. Turned out to be an ad for a male escort. 2 truths, 1 lie.
Can I say, I think I know one of them is definitely true. And I think I've heard the O.J. Simpson one before.
Yeah, I think I've heard that as well.
So what's the lie then?
I think the lie is Keanu Reeves. I think a crew did get kidnapped in there.
No. I think the Leonardo DiCaprio one's the lie.
Shall I tell you?
Yeah,
yes,
listeners, I hope you was playing along. The lie is... the lie is Keanu Reeves.
Hey, well played.
A little bit of info on that. Romeo and Juliet hairstylist Aldo Signoretti was kidnapped by a gang of Mexicans and post-production, and they threw him out of a car when they'd done the meet to get the money for $300. They threw him out of a car and he broke his leg, and a director had to do it. He come out and said, I can't remember the director's name. I come out and said we was really lucky they only asked for $300.
I mean, set your high. Do you know what I mean? It's a film with DiCaprio in.
Stole him. Kidnapped. That's true. And O.J. Simpson, for a funny fact, James Cameron, do you want to know the reason why they didn't cast him?
The murders, maybe?
He come across as too nice.
Oh.
He's a nice bloke, to be fair.
Yeah, he does seem nice, yeah.
He's lovely.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh,
nice.
Flowing.
I like
Brains
it.
are
I like it a lot. So I think we're starting Conte. So usually we're going to go through all the latest news, and then we're going to do a bit later on review on Invincible Season 1 and the new Michael B. Jordan film Without Remorse. But for now, Conte, take us away.
I'll take you away. Just a quick little thing up top. Tenet is now on HBO Max from the 1st of May. A little fact I saw online. Tenet, believe it or not, Tenet only contains 280 visual effects shots, which is less than most rom-coms and one of the lowest in Nolan's career. How about that?
280?
280.
Doesn't make it any better of a film for me.
Oh, it's all
That's very...
that is, yeah.
Bearing in mind, that's probably one of the most, regardless of what our thoughts on it. I know you loved it, Con, but me and Craig was a bit meh. But that was well deep monotone. But I know, regardless, that is quite shocking. Bearing in mind, this is one of the most visually...
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? It's a bit like, fair enough, good fact.
Good. Moving on.
I suppose, though, just quickly, I suppose most of it's, reversing time and that. You can do that on your iPhone.
That's pretty true.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think that's filmed on an iPhone.
The car explosion. That'll do, Chris. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
Some casting news. Stephen Graham, obviously the British actor, joins the cast of Peaky Blinders Season 6. Fantastic casting, in my opinion.
He makes everything good, what he's in.
I think the last thing I saw him in was Line of Duty. It's quite, for anyone who doesn't know, quite a successful UK show. But
which is taking a bit of a beating this week, isn't it?
I haven't seen the finale yet.
I don't watch it.
It's all over. I don't watch it anymore, but it's all over social media.
Because it's basically just very quickly. It's been 6 series, and it's all been leading up to like an OCG, so Organised Crime Unit, taking over like corrupt cops basically, and they found all the rest of them, like who was in charge, apart from this one mysterious bloke called H or woman called H, and it's all been leading up to who this is. And apparently who it is. Because every series has been brilliant, to be fair.
Yeah.
And it's been lots of twists and turns and shocks and stuff it is, but apparently who it is and how it's ended is just like new, not very
Game
good.
of Thrones syndrome.
Yeah,
maybe, yeah. But I think that's the same with like any series like Game of Thrones, that how do you do the ending well?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so much speculation about it and so much like, hype around it. It's a lot with a lot of Marvel films, DC films, any films really. If there's a big hype about it, it's hard to get it just right and please everyone. But anyway,
it was funny, load of stuff I saw.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of it.
I don't say anymore.
But yeah, good casting. I think it was in Boardwalk Empire as well, wasn't he? Who did he play in that? Because I see someone.
It was Al Capone.
Al
Yeah?
Capone, and someone said it'd be good if he crossed over in his
That
Al
would be
Capone.
good. Oh, he's
I mean, wrong time periods. But
Oh yeah, people can say it. Another bit of news: Series 2 has been confirmed.
That was so slow.
So what?
News.
it's almost as if you was reading it.
So because I got my words mixed up. But Young Rock has been picked up for a Series 2.
Do you know what? I mean, regardless of me being a stupid rock fan, that's great.
Yeah, it's good.
I still haven't watched. Is the first series finished now?
I think it's on break.
I'm only on. I think I'm on episode 7.
I don't know if I missed one or not. I haven't watched it in a while, but I haven't seen it upload online.
Fair enough.
I mean, on the TV.
But yeah, it's like they're in record breaking for NBC comedy or something,
Yeah.
or something like that. But yeah, it's doing very well. So
That and Keenan is doing well,
Is it?
apparently. Yeah, Keenan's been picked up as well for season 2.
That just because you mentioned it, and we talked about HBO Max last week, the NBC Universal streaming service that I didn't actually know existed is on 44 million subscribers.
oh, what that Peacock thing you said?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh right, yeah.
That's on 44, which is
Yeah, it's crazy.
HBO Max is around about 44 as well. I didn't even know the other one existed. I didn't know that was a thing.
I'd heard Peacock, and then I'm only until you said
Yeah,
I knew what it
yeah.
was.
Yeah. Just run over to you, isn't there a bit of news as well on that?
Yes, I'm going to attempt the young lad's name. Good luck, if that's okay. So, where is scroll down? Ulai Latukefu.
Pretty solid.
Pretty solid name.
Sounds like a Jedi.
He plays, for people that don't know, he's one of the stars in Young Rock that plays the University of Miami situation when he was about 15, 16 and got that bad injury and stuff like that. So very good actor. I think we're all very good actor. And he has been cast, the news is, he's been cast in New Line / DC's Black Adam, which The Rock even confirmed as well, which is pretty cool.
That's
so good for him. Good year for him.
Yeah, that's a Rock looking after his own as well.
Oh,
there.
not half, yeah. Uso.
It's a good man.
Did you see that little bit of tiny bit of controversy about The Rock when he put a photo up, the photo up about him getting his jab?
No.
You've not seen this?
I saw him getting his jab. I didn't see the controversy.
So he put a photo up with a mask on, and then he's in his tank top like normal, and he's getting his first vaccine. But everyone, not controversy, but everyone was like thinking it's fake because it just doesn't look like him.
It didn't look like him.
No, it doesn't, does
said
it?
That.
I thought it was his stunt double.
Well, this is what people think it is, but he's put it up saying it's him. But it doesn't look like him, really. I don't think, does it?
Well, no, I didn't see any of this, in fairness, but when I saw it, I saw that doesn't look like him.
Yes.
No.
And he looks a bit more ripped rather than bulky. So, funny you should say that because I literally said to myself, looks a bit different.
Yeah,
there's
that's
thousands of comments on it, but it was also like on Twitter and stuff. It's like I don't know why The Rock's faking this and posting. Everyone went into full on conspiracy mode that he's not getting a jab or all this stuff. But it didn't look right.
Yeah, I thought that.
Whoever the guy is, if it was him, fair enough. But he was still a big fella. But he just did the facial, even with the mask on, just did not look right.
No, it didn't. Completely agree.
Anyway.
Fair play.
Oh, please, Rock, don't do it. Another bit of news. New Monsterverse film in the works with Adam Wingard on board. Now, what would you like it to be? That's the question. It has to be big.
Well, we spoke about it, didn't we? And so, I mean, it's good news that Continue the Monsterverse, it was obvious when it was ridiculously successful in terms of a pandemic box office.
Yeah.
And the views it had, I think in 5 days, it was about 3.6 million or something like that just on HBO Max. So very, very good. It's done well. It was a matter of time before it's confirmed. And now, as you said, Adam Wingard's on board. That's that out of the way. I don't know much about Son of Kong, which was the idea thrown around.
Yeah.
Do you know?
No. Well, it's Baby Gorilla, I imagine. I have no
So I mean,
idea.
we had a joke and said, didn't we see that in Kong Skull Island?
Yeah.
Young Kong. Anyway, so I personally, the answer to your question, Connor, would be I want to see the Hollow Earth.
Yeah.
No humans, just Hollow Earth, different monsters. Bosh.
I think that's what it has to be, really.
Has
Isn't
to
it?
be, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't be anything else.
All right.
Moving on. Moving on now. We've got a few. Just double check. Yeah, we have. We've got a few trailers.
Oh.
Okay.
Protect your eardrums. There should be a little warning in there. It's loud. First off, we've got Tomorrow War. Now, I must confess, I don't know much about this. So I'm going to throw it over to you. I didn't actually watch it.
Brad, you take this.
Oh, I was okay. Well, I haven't actually read a synopsis. Well, I think I have read the synopsis. Long story short, Chris Pratt it's about people being recruited from the past into the future to fight the Tomorrow War.
So it's
That's
Terminator.
it. So, yeah, Cyberdyne are heavily involved.
Terminator, Aliens.
Yeah. Bit of Tenet.
No.
Before you say what you thought, I would just go on to say that even I've seen so many films like this, regardless of it being Chris Pratt. It's a bit like the Bob Odenkirk Nobody thing. If that was anyone else, that would be like, why are you doing a John Wick thing? It's not going to work. But because it's Bob Odenkirk and he's very charismatic, people are interested and it does well. But this will probably do all right because it's Chris Pratt. And I think, what is it, 1st of July or something like that drops on Amazon Prime?
Yes. Yeah.
First week of July, I'm sure it is. But it just looks really generic. And the bit in the stairwell, I cringed so much when they look up and he goes, they're all silent and Chris Pratt does like a little hand signal and then you hear
Yeah.
Didn't like it.
Yeah, like you said, it's been done before, and it's nothing new.
Yeah.
If anything, it's yesterday's war.
What an ending. But I will watch. It's free.
Yeah,
It'll be on
exactly.
Amazon.
Yeah,
I'll watch it.
A little better teaser we got. We've got a teaser of Dexter, season 9. And Brad just pointed out, I didn't spot it, but Brad pointed out a fun little, not fun fact, but a great little Easter egg in there.
Not for the geezer in the bag.
No. But yeah, it was also, I was going to throw it to you. But in the reflection of the window, you can see a bloke or a lady, don't know, in a body bag moving about. So he's back to his old tricks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
turn the leaf.
I mean, if he wasn't back to his old tricks, I wouldn't be interested in watching it, to be fair. I don't want to see him. It ended with him being a lumberjack, didn't it?
Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
And it ended, and I think you even said like quite a while ago that I think the director or something come out and said that this is a apology. This series is going to be like apology to the fans. We'll do it right this time because they tried to. At the ending, if someone comes into the toilet and when he's a lumberjack, and they try to tease that, oh, he's back to his ways because I think he kills the bloke in the bathroom.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is just... he's one of my favourite non-fictional characters. I've watched Dexter 3 times over. That's how pathetic I am with it. I
He's
love it.
very good,
Yeah. He looks so lovely as well, doesn't he?
He's a
cheeky chappy.
Yeah,
but he's so good. Like when you watch it, me and there's times me and my partner Jack, we were literally creasing up in really intense moments because it's just the way he handles things. The actor Michael C. Hall is phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
He's absolutely phenomenal.
Brilliant.
So very, very excited. Sorry, I'll calm down.
Yeah. Can't wait for that. Looking forward to it because that, like we was talking about earlier, to finish, a series like that, even the ending of that series was crap. Like the whole thing with taking his sister out on a boat in the middle of a fucking hurricane, just chucking her in the water was just like, what is this about? I don't know what's going on here, but yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah. Another full trailer we got as well, Disney's Luca, which I must confess, the first trailer or teaser we got, I wasn't a fan, but this has turned me around. And I said to you immediately, I've got Coco vibes. And I love Coco. But it does look fun. It looks vibrant, colourful. It just looks like a typical fun Disney film.
Definitely looks better.
Yeah.
Much better. This.
Yeah, I'm not a massive Pixar Disney fan. I like them, but not as much as used to. But that to me was a much better trailer. That one, and I'd probably watch that with my partner now. Yeah, I've got one by the way, and I'd probably watch it. I'd probably watch that now. The first one, I thought it looked really bad.
Yeah,
and I was not intrigued.
I think it's because we've got a clearer idea of the story.
Yeah,
so we know what they are. Because first of all, we just thought it's just these little fish boys.
Yeah,
fish boys. Water.
Yeah,
but now
that's the subtitle.
Yeah. 2 fish
Luca
boys.
the fish boys.
Brilliant. Cool. Yeah, no, I look forward to that now.
Yeah,
and again, that's free, isn't it?
Yeah, it's free.
So,
yeah.
I'll watch it. Can't moan.
That's me wrapped up.
Cool. Yeah, you're fired through that, didn't you, Con?
I did,
Jesus
flew.
Christ. Right, let me go through this. I've not got that much, to be honest. Right, so OJ Simpson. No, I'm joking. Right. So do you want to just have a break from news and talk about Noel Clarke for a second?
Yes.
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Noel Clarke like an American people know who this is?
I think he's quite a big actor. I mean,
Yeah.
he's had bit parts. He was in Star Trek 2 with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
He's quite a people know him from Doctor Who. Americans
Yeah,
love
good
Doctor
point.
Who.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say people probably would know who he is. If you don't, look up Adulthood.
Yeah, or Kidulthood.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And that Bulletproof program, I think, was in America as well,
That's
wasn't it?
more.
Yeah.
That's
Him
more what
and
he's known for
Ashley
now.
Walters, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah.
Was that the one? I'll come on to what the issue is in a second, but I don't know if is that still going Bulletproof or not.
I think the new series just finished.
Because another thing that just come out, the finale is not being aired because
Viewpoint.
of him.
That's Viewpoint.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of.
Viewpoint. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can watch it on the ITV Hub player,
But not on
they're not putting it on TV.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk
Anyway,
about what his issue is.
Yeah.
Right. So long story short, won't go into what sort of the too much in allegations, but roughly above 20 women have come forward to accuse him of verbal abuse, bullying, and the worst of all, sexual harassment. It's become a bit of a whirlwind for him because things like his BAFTA's membership has been revoked. and they've suspended everything. He recently got a contribution to British Media Award as well,
Yeah.
and that's been taken off him. So it's all crumbling, and this is one of those things where probably a few of these might not be a bit like Army Hammer. A few of these might be going for stories, but that's too many women.
That's a lot.
The thing I saw as well with this Ashley Waters, who used to be in Kidulthood, Adulthood, and was in this Bulletproof. He's like the buddy cop thing, isn't it? This Bulletproof. I've never seen it, but he's come out now and said and put a statement out saying there's too many stories going on, and I can't no longer support him, even though he's been like a brother to me and whatever. But I have to side with. So he's seen some things because they've worked together on a lot.
Yeah,
so
they would have gone out with each other, and this side of him would have come out after drinks or whatever. But
he's come out and apologised and said he's seeking professional help, but he strongly denies the sexual harassment claims.
If you're seeking,
if
you're seeking professional help, you've admitted that to me.
Because
you're trying to plead the fifth, or whatever they call it.
Yeah. But I don't know. The problem with this, I always get a bit uncomfortable with these allegations because, especially with the media, it's guilty until proven innocent.
Agreed.
Exactly.
The damage is already done. He'll never recover from this now.
Yeah.
But he's admitted. I think the sexual harassment needs to be looked at.
Yeah.
I see. If he's apologised for the bullying and because it was one of those backhanded stories. If anyone feels like if I made anyone feel uncomfortable, I apologise.
The classic PR statement.
Yeah, that's not an apology. That's saying, if I made you feel that way, well, I'm sorry. Yeah. But
basically your fault.
Yeah.
It's your fault if you felt that way.
Like you say, there's too many women to say otherwise.
I do agree with you, though. It should be innocent till proven guilty because there's been occasions in like footballers and stuff that have been damaged and it turns out it was a complete lie.
Yeah.
But this, as you said, 20 plus.
It's a lot.
They've not all trying to get stories. He's done some.
The biggest one for me is his brother or best friend, Ashley Waters, coming out and saying, he knows stuff and he's sort of gone like,
trying to
support him.
Get ahead of it, and his PR bloke's gone, you better fucking say something, mate. Fair.
We tar with the same brush otherwise, wouldn't he? So
exactly.
if they're like best buddies and that and work together on other things. But actually, I haven't written this down, but I'm just going to go off the back of this. Follow on from the Army Hammer. Is it his mum or aunt that's come out we spoke about the other day?
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. I'm just going to stop you there.
Hammer time.
Oh, we still have it. Nice.
You never know.
You never know. Well, there we go. And so I think his aunt, I'm sure it's his aunt, has signed up for a deal with, I can't remember now. She's basically signed up a deal with a production company to do a tell-all documentary series about him.
Oh, dear.
And she doesn't seem like his biggest supporter. No. So I think she knows some stuff.
The signs are wrong. And
it's gone very quiet with him, though. Like, I haven't heard anything like him been taken to court or arrested or whatever. I mean, all the stuff he said he's done. There's nothing. Doesn't seem to be anything.
I'm sure he's in trouble, but it's gone a bit quiet.
He must be on Epstein's Island.
But anyway, go on. Sorry, carry on.
So that's the controversy. Let's get back on the news.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'll just fly through this one. So, Mortal Kombat. If you listen to last week's episode, Connor's not going to be happy with this. I can't put it any bluntly than that, mate. I'm honest with you. We said, I think you even agreed, but me and Craig were basically saying to you, there will be sequels.
Yeah.
And yes, there will be. So, regardless of the Joe Taslim, regardless of all the Sub-Zero Joe Taslim actor who's signed on for apparently 4 films and all that, there's just some numbers from Mortal Kombat. So for the first 3 days, we'll talk about just HBO Max. For the first 3 days, it clocked 3.8 million separate households, US based, obviously. And for comparison, Godzilla vs. Kong, which was seen as a smash hit on HBO Max, in 5 days, that got 3.6 million. So Mortal Kombat actually beat it in 3 days.
Yeah.
So,
and Wonder Woman was even less, wasn't it, in 5 days?
Yeah, it was 1.8.
Yeah, 1.8.
1.8 was Snyder Cut. 2.2 was, you're right, was Wonder Woman. So that's huge.
This is going to be another Fast series franchise.
Yeah, but that's what it needs to be, as we said last week. Same with I think the same with the MonsterVerse films as well.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Just put them all in. That's all you want to see. I don't really give two shits about the story behind it.
You can't beat the stories of like Inception and those sort of films. So don't try and give us a well-written story.
Yeah.
Just follow what people like and give us great action. And
so I saw it the other day saying someone put in a review about Mortal Kombat, they gave it higher than what we said, but they basically said you don't need to make up a story and put a story in this fighting tournament ultra-violent film when you just don't. So next one, just literally just do the tournament.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're going to do. And off the back of this, you would probably think they get a little bit more budget as well.
I'd imagine so.
Yeah, so it probably will look a little bit better and be even more fighting and give us the tournament, which is what most people was after. But yeah, sorry, Con.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Right, so sort of some of the bigger news for DC fans is I don't know if you watched it, Con, did you last year? DC Fandom.
I clicked on and off. I was like, I'm not watching it hardcore.
Fair play. But yeah, it was incredibly popular. I think it had something like 40 million streams or something at any one time. So the news is it's back. And I was about to lead into the Superman music, but I bottled it. But yeah, so that I think will be huge because there's so much that's. How long does more? How much? Craig, I'm pointing at Craig, by the way. How much is production usually? What's 4 or 5 months?
Yeah, if you're looking at a big sort of film like this, it depends. Like Spider-Man, 4 months,
and
5 months,
huge.
but it's going to take about 6 months to do all the editing, special effects and that. So yeah.
Well, the reason I say that is there's so many DC films in that time period. You've got Black Adam, which is currently shooting. You've got Shazam. I'm trying to think now. The Batman's obviously wrapped. We're definitely going to get a Batman trailer.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There's loads, but I can't think now. But anyway, so there's loads.
It'll be a lot about the future stuff.
The Flash.
Yeah.
The Flash is. Yeah. There's so many. There's more, but I can't see the thing. Aquaman.
Yep.
So all these things, I think you're going to get a lot. Then you do the TV shows, the Green Lantern Corps, which we've got some news on in a second. But yeah, I think you're that's going to be quite a big event for them.
So I think a lot of people liked that fandom last year, but people were ultimately I'd say a large amount of them were ultimately a bit disappointed in the actual panels, and not much was actually shown.
Yeah,
there wasn't actually much there, but they liked the idea of it anyway.
It was saved by the Batman.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
The Black Adam one was just pointless, wasn't it?
It was credible art from Box Logic and that. But it was an art trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was and we knew he was Black Adam anyway, so it wasn't a massive reveal.
I think that was them struggling to put together a show, just shove some stuff.
So
in
they
there.
had panels that were trying to talk about these films upcoming. We'll have maybe some more news on Supergirl, which is coming as well, the new one. So yeah, I think that could potentially be quite a big event, which we'll see some very good sort of content and just give us the Batman.
Strange they're doing it, to be fair, because San Diego Comic-Con is back this year.
I was about to say that.
Nearer that time.
It's September.
Yeah, so it's only a month after.
So we won't get nothing DC.
Well, because sometimes the Hall H is the famous one from San Diego Comic Con, and most of them don't actually come into it. Like I think they bid to do it because Marvel's had it for quite a long time. I don't think they did it not last year, but the last one they didn't do it. So DC took over some of it. So I think you'll probably find DC probably won't bother with it. We'll just save it for their thing. If it's only a month later or whatever, because San Diego Comic Con is normally July, I think. So it's moved. Yeah. It's moved back, but yeah,
fair. I think you're right. They'll probably save it then. But I don't want to hype it up too much. But at the very minimum, you're going to get a full Batman trailer. I think that's when they'll probably save it for that. But bring it on.
This is October, is it?
October 16th date confirmed. Yeah,
nice.
Right, moving on to a little bit more DC. For God's sake, Vincent Carthesia has been cast as Dr. Jonathan Crane. / Scarecrow in Titans. Now in season 3. Now we obviously we knew that from about January. We put it up on the socials at the Weekly Cut, Instagram.
Weekly Cut.
I'll say this. It's part of the pun. At Weekly Cut. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and etc.
No, that's it.
Yep. Edit that for me. So he's been cast as Jonathan Crane, and it's good news because I think people are not happy about it because it's supposed to be a Titans series, but it's as everything with DC, it's all about Batman.
Yeah,
and they're saying it's Batman villain, etc. But unfortunately, Batman sells. So not much more to say.
I really like that series. I think it's a good series.
I'm looking forward to that. Be a good one. Then we've got more DC stuff, which is now HBO Max. In terms of the Green Lantern Corps. So Guy Gardner, we've known this. It's going to be a bit of a Watchmen. You didn't see the series, did you, Watchmen? But you know the film time spans. Yeah. So this is basically this, as we've gone over before. Guy Gardner is like, I think, the 40s or something like that. And then it spans to a more modern day Green Lantern. And the actor of Finn Wittrock has been cast as Guy Gardner in that series.
Do you know where he's from?
I don't.
No, I don't. Never heard of him.
I would have preferred Finn Richards. But fair enough. Up to you.
A little bit annoying for Gingers because I think he's actually a redhead in the comics, and this guy's dark coloured. So
I've never forgiven the fact that they hired Jamie Dornan for Christian Grey because in 50 Shades of Grey he is a redhead.
Is he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So
Actually,
I boycotted it and only saw it twice. So
same with the Osbournes. How dare you?
yeah.
It's
They've never
really
done it
annoying,
right.
yeah.
They've never. Although they always say that, like the Osbournes in the comic, the red on in the comics is just like highlighting the brown.
Oh, come on!
But it's not.
Oh, come on!
It's definitely not.
No, and even in even in the game,
Yeah,
even in the
yeah,
Spider-Man
yeah.
game, he's red haired.
Yeah.
No, that's bullshit.
Yeah, we're right there.
Yeah.
By the way, there's two of us here that are flameheads. So flameheads. But no, I agree.
There we go. Right, moving on. This I was going to put it in scraps, but it's really cool. So please, just give me a minute. So on the Flash movie that's currently filming, they're at a manor. They've got a first look at Wayne Manor, and when I say that, you immediately think maybe Ben Affleck because obviously he's in the film, etc. But it's not. They're on location at the minute in the UK. I think it's called Nebworth Manor. I think it is, or Nebworth House.
Bunch of scraps!
You made me jump. For anyone that doesn't know, that was the castle they used for Michael Keaton's 1989 Batman. So, again, we knew this. Confirmed. He's back. And I cannot wait. Not much more to say on that. And I thought I'd just mention this, because delayed Morbius 1 week. Anyone? It's now January 28, 2022.
I had it on my calendar for 22nd.
I'm busy now. That week after, can't see it.
Unfortunately, you've ruined it.
Yeah, that film's odd. And also, you took my news. But
Oh, sorry. Oh.
it's fine. Until because that trailer come out ages ago now, wasn't it? And at the end of it, you had Michael Keaton again getting around, didn't he, as Vulture, appearing in that. So it's still unclear what on earth is going on, what's happening with it. But anyway, yeah.
And yet, lastly, to wrap me up before we go on to Marvel, is Ryan Reynolds. Thought it's worth a mention. His production company, Maximum Effort Productions, signs a first look deal with Paramount, and the next film that's coming out from that is Free Guy, which is August 13th. We've reported a few of those. So Kevin Hart with Netflix, is it?
Yeah. Adam Sandler with Netflix.
Adam Sandler, Donald Glover with Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So it's all, the streaming wars are all. There's so many avenues. These
every actor just got their own production company now as well. It just seems like everyone's got one.
When you I think when you get to that big boy status, which all those are, in fairness,
so,
because even The Rock with his $7 Proud, Jumanji, Black Adam, all these films are done through them.
Yeah.
So it's because then you get more control, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, worth a shout.
He's got fingers in pies, isn't he, Ryan?
Oh, he's everywhere, mate.
Football team, drink, film. What's next?
Restaurants?
Restaurants, yeah.
Football team's a stretch, but anyway.
yeah.
Wrexham. So that's me wrapped up. Let's move on to Mother.
Okay, well, just before, so I've meant to mention it in the intro, but completely forgot. Although they won't know what I'm talking about because it'll be a day after when it comes out. But happy Star Wars Day, because it is May the 4th be with you today, but you'll be hearing this tomorrow, so it makes no sense. So, so anyway, so just on that quickly, I'll just go with that. Today come out with the Bad Batch series. First episode was put on Disney Plus, 75 minutes long. Not going to go into it too long. Really good. Really good. Continues on after Clone Wars, and it's sort of in that good era of Star Wars that people seem to like, where the comics are and stuff like that, where it's the Empire's building and it's the in-between stage. So the Rebels are not there yet.
Yeah.
The Clone Wars have finished. So people like it. People like this area of time. But anyway, looking forward to more of that. 16 episodes as well. Quite a long. Yeah. I thought it was all going to drop at once as well, but so we've got 4 months.
Jesus.
4 months of
16 episodes. I mean, it's a bit different, I suppose, maybe animated, because what are they going to be after this? Do we know? Are they going to be like 30 minutes?
Haven't actually been set. Well, the Clone Wars ones are usually, about 30, 35 minutes.
Still, regardless, as we said, we all agreed with Superman. Like, you can't. That's too long.
I think I would have preferred them to just do like hour-long episodes and do 8, like one per week. Do you know what I mean? Instead of
and then
15 more at half hour.
At least you're not committing so much to it. But that's fair play.
I don't know. They've done some other stuff before where they've dropped 2 at once and stuff. So we don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, it's good. It's a good start. Cool. Anyway, so Marvel news. So there wasn't going to be much this week. There just wasn't. There wasn't much going on. And then yesterday, so good we didn't record yesterday. Yeah. Yesterday, just dropped a whole load of stuff on us. So they started out with a fantastic sizzle reel, to be fair. Brilliant. So they went over all of their films and like the audience reaction, about 3 minutes long, I think this was. Went over all of them, showed the audience reaction, from inside cinemas, which we've all said before would piss us off.
Yes.
But everyone's screaming when, Cap picked up Mjolnir and then said the line Avengers Assemble, which is a fantastic moment. There's not much better in cinema,
But it doesn't make sense because we're already there. Carry on.
So anyway, so I went through all that, and then they just did a surprise few glimpses and new title reveals. So starting off with Black Widow, which is chugging along. We're going to get there eventually. July 9th, that's coming. Then I think the next thing they announced was they showed off a little clip of Eternals, which is, I mean, there was nothing to see really at all. Angelina Jolie holding a glowy sword, a little quick person when they're all standing outside of thing. They showed off that. Finally, that's the first bit of imagery we've seen. Comes out November 5th. There's been a few things come out about, Chloe Zhao won the best director, film won best film, and they're basically saying how this film now spans over the course of about 7,000 years. They're all coming out and hyping her, obviously. They will do. They're not going to say, what she's done's crap. But said that this one, she showed off her photography of locations and that, and they've picked locations which are not needing much CGI at all to give it a more realistic sort of thing. And Kevin Feige said in an interview he was a bit unsure about it because they usually do quite a lot on sound stages and big green screens and that. But he saw it all and was just impressed. So a lot of it is actually real life things. So which makes sense, sort of director she seems to be. But anyway, and then after that, we got the Black Panther sequel title. So obviously it was known as Black Panther 2. It's now known as Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So that's people are saying that's quite a nice little tribute for it as well. It's it's one of the main things that come out of people shouting Wakanda Forever, running around and in the streets and stuff, and it was hashtag trending all over the place. In the last film, confirmed date of 8th of July 2022. So that needs to start filming soon because that's just over a year away. And then we got I'll come back to the other one in a second, but we had Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which we all knew was coming, but a confirmed date of 5th of May 2023.
A long way away, isn't it?
It is, And then Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which, whatever. That's now got a date of 17th of February 2023. But the big one, other than Black Panther, was the title change, because I think people were a bit confused. So Captain Marvel 2 was confirmed at the Investors' Day back in October last year. But it's now been changed, so its official title is The Marvels, which it's a bit of an odd title. I get why they've done it. So why they've done it is because you're going to have Captain Marvel, obviously Carol Danvers. Ms. Marvel's already been confirmed. She's turning up in it after her series. And then you're going to have Monica Rambeau from WandaVision, who's Photon/Spectrum, who's going to be in it as well. So 3 versions of Captain Marvel. So it all sort of... It makes sense, but I think it's a bit of a cheesy title. It's just called The Marvels.
It is very cheesy.
Yeah.
My first, I think I straight away, I said to Craig, what's coming out called The Marvels?
Yeah.
And then
I didn't know.
And then we realised the S on the end and the little image or logo of Monica Rambeau. But I'm not particularly interested in that film before this, and that just didn't do anything for me, that title, if I must be honest.
It sounds very girl power.
It's exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah. I could have called it Captain Marvel and Chums or something like that.
And Chums.
Well, the Marvels, the Marvels sound like, what's that sitcom? The Goldbergs. Or Goldbergs. You know what I mean? It just seems like a little family drama. Obviously, this is going to be not that, but it's a bit. I don't think they should. I think they could have said done another title like Captain Marvel and
Chums.
Whatever. Or Chums. They could have done that, to be fair. Yeah, you are.
No, I agree.
But that's coming out 11th of November 2022 as well. And then we had all the rest of it we already know about come out. And then it ended with, which I think people were quite disappointed with, the same Fantastic Four logo came up. And I thought watching it, we're going to get a release date here, we're going to get some sort of news. There's no news. The only news that's come out since is that Fantastic Four will end the Phase 4. So it probably is going to be a big movie to end.
Yeah.
They normally end on a Avengers film, most of the phases, well, all the phases actually. So it's going to be a big one. But there's no casting, no release date. It's going to be 2023, so we know that already. But other than that, I mean, you got much else there.
That's quite big.
Yeah, so I was a little bit gutted. I wanted something from Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Because that's the big one, isn't it?
Anything.
Yeah, it is,
I know. I think most people, from what I could see from socials, Black Panther 2 got the more hype from the films, other than Eternals, actually, where it went nuts. But
Yeah, Eternals, yeah.
but
people seem pleased.
Fantastic Four, that's your next. For Marvel to continue on this, obviously, to say they've not dipped, in my opinion. It's just because they went so high. Now they've got to build up another level event.
Yeah.
They're plateauing.
But yeah. So these films, they're not. I don't think they're going to get me up anywhere near there at the minute.
Nope.
But Fantastic Four is so powerful.
Yeah.
If you get that right, then that's your next point.
I have so much faith that they'll get that right. Do you know what I mean? They've had Fox attempt it 2-3 times or whatever. Well, 2 sequels and one other one. But yeah, they won't get it. They won't get it wrong.
Loved the originals.
Who would you get to direct it?
John Watts.
It's John Watts doing
is it John Watts
Spider-Man
doing it?
one.
Oh, okay, fine,
So
fine,
he's got the third Spider-Man film obviously coming out in December, and then it's on to this.
And they're pretty strong films, in they Homecoming and Far
think-
From
But
Home.
I think they'll go comic book times, because Spider-Man is like best buddies with Human Torch. They're good mates in the comics, and they have like spin-off things, and I think he even becomes a member of the Fantastic Four at 1 minute.
Does he?
Sometime, yeah.
See, I'm all for that. I like the crossovers and that. I
You
want
need
that.
it, didn't you?
Yeah.
yeah.
It's when they changed the name to Future Foundation for some reason.
Oh God, I do not like that.
They was all in white suits. It was really weird. But anyway, yeah. Cool. But I think they'll go along with that, because Johnny Storm should be a teenager-ish sort of person, so it makes sense. Yeah. But anyway, so that's so we've got all our Phase 4 lineup with Fantastic Four ending it. We've got to look at Hawkeye and Disney Plus. That's wrapped film, as we mentioned last week. But there was a new picture come out of him and the other character Echo, both very comic accurate suits. It seems like this is.
I hated it.
Why did you hate it?
I love seeing him as purple. What? In fairness, when he's got his quiver with the straps and stuff, it might look better. But even like Ms. Marvel, you see, it wasn't. It wasn't
got to that bit yet.
Oh no, I'm not mentioning it, but it wasn't like like the game. It wasn't a t-shirt and a scarf.
Yeah.
It looked like she had armor on the shoulders, which Craig will get to in a second. This literally was a leotard.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But it does. I'm waiting. I'm benefit of the doubt. I expected more like a shield armor and proper gear, and when he's got the quiver on and stuff, it might look better. But it was just a leotard top. But I love purple. I'm going to end it with a good thing. Brilliant. It's purple.
Hawkeye should have always had a bit of purple on.
Agreed.
Should have always had it. But I mean, like you said, all the set photos you see come out, they always look much better in the films or shows or whatever. But it seems like you just mentioned, we'll continue on with Ms. Marvel. First leaked set photos of her in a very comic book accurate get up costume and that. It's not, like you just mentioned, a lot of the actual comics are like a scarf, and she's like doesn't really have armor in that, but it looks like it's taking quite a lot of inspiration from the Avengers game that came out.
Oh right, because
she's very much like that in that it's very like almost like metallic looking. It looks pretty
better.
Bang on to what the game is, and people seem to be pleased with it, and people really looking forward to seeing it. Don't really care, but obviously we'll watch it.
It's really hard to do stretch.
Yeah.
Very hard to do stretch in film. It's never. I can't think of a film it's worked.
Yeah,
even in the newer. I know it was a bad film, but even the Fantastic Four and the new ones.
The thing is, as well, with like that newer Fantastic Four one, which was obviously we all know was dog awful. It had like when he stretched, his arm didn't really stretch. His clothes did as well. So he had that weird baggy thing with all like locks and shit on. And when he first came back from space or whatever, and it just doesn't look. It never looks right. But I mean, she grows huge as well, and it's weird.
It's
but
weird.
if I don't know how they're going to do it that well.
I'll be annoyed if it's the old classic. Don't see a lot of it.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? Like it's a little bit like, not to bring it back, but a bit like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where you didn't see too much of Falconing about.
Yeah.
I hope you don't see a lot. One episode she goes big, which is classic, and then she faints because it's too powerful.
Yeah.
And she doesn't do it again until the end.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking forward to the show, but I'll watch anything, and I will watch.
I just don't have much affiliation with the character. It's
I don't know
not
nothing about
when
her
I used
personally.
when I used to read comics. She wasn't a thing. There's a more recent character.
Yeah.
So whatever. She was okay in the game. I mean, I never chose to play as her again.
No.
But I did her story bits.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
you
I'll be interested to see. I suppose for casual fans, I'll call myself a casual Marvel fan. I'm not like a comic book fan. Giving people a new character, will be interesting. So to think like it's not the same old character, I'm getting someone new. But okay, let's see what she's all about.
Yeah,
if it's no good, it's like fair enough. You tried.
Yeah.
I suppose giving you the fans a new character is the idea.
Yeah.
You excited for
You're probably
Blade,
right.
though, are you, mate?
Blade.
You got excited for Blade?
I am actually.
No,
Actually,
to be fair, I agree with you.
Actually, saying that though, did you say Blade? You didn't, you?
Yeah.
So Blade wasn't. People were saying Blade wasn't mentioned in that sizzle reel at all. It was not even though it's confirmed it is happening. And what's his name?
Mahershala Ali?
Yeah, spot on.
Near enough, yep.
Yeah, spot on.
He's playing obviously Blade, and there wasn't no mention of that at all, which is a bit odd. And also, obviously no Disney Plus shows were mentioned. It was all about the movies, which I think is a good thing to do.
You need,
Right, yeah. Let me just go for this. Nope, you robbed me up with that Morbius news.
Sorry.
So Taika Waititi came out the other day and said Love and Thunder 4 is wrapping it in 4 weeks. It's a lot of fours.
Yeah, a lot of force.
Wrapping it under 4 weeks, which seems incredibly quick. I only remember seeing about it starting not that long ago. I mean, it's probably longer than I thought, but
Yeah, because we posted, didn't we, of him in with his shirt off, didn't he? In saying he posted on Instagram,
Doing
like, it's my
starting
last
next
day,
week or
it's
something.
starting
Yeah.
next week, and that wasn't. I don't know, but it does feel very quick.
well, someone commented on it that it started in February, and that to me it sounds about right from a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
But then, so he's done what 3, maybe 4
3
months max of
Yeah.
filming. That's
That'd be 4 months, yeah. I suppose it's quite bang on them.
And it's all effects in it, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose
the
so.
takes probably didn't take that many.
probably
Just wait for the visual effects people. Like, oh my god, so
But yeah, good. I don't think we're going to see anything from that for a long while. That's coming out. I think it's May next year sometime. So yeah, it's about time to wrap it up. Now moving on to something slightly more exciting. Andrew Garfield. He was. He had an interview that's come out today. It's really annoying when people do it and put it behind their Patreon accounts because people just leak it anyway. I've already seen it. Everyone's seen it. It's all over. Huh?
he put it on his Twitter.
Yeah. Why would you pay?
Yeah, there's no point.
Anyway, so Andrew Garfield was with some guy.
Joshua Horowitz.
That's the one. And he was flat out asked, "Are you in Spider-Man: No Way Home?" And he had a very good performance saying no.
So animated.
It
wasn't
was
Very.
brilliant.
Oh,
He even seemed like he was a bit frustrated at being asked.
Yeah.
He was like, I keep getting asked this, but no, have never called me. And then he was saying weird stuff, saying like, "Oh, they could still call me now." I was like, "No, it wrapped filming a while ago. It's not happening."
Because after he's rambled on, Horowitz went to him, right, so to sum up, you're unequivocally not in Spider-Man. And he went, I haven't got a call.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would you not just go, no?
No.
It's because it looked like somebody's brilliant performance, but it's bullshit.
yeah. So why was he being interviewed in the first place?
He's got a new thing.
Yeah.
Oh, has he got something coming
there's
out?
something new out.
But just like with anyone to
They're
do,
gonna ask.
they just ask that
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
It's the same with a lot of Marvel actors. If they're in something else and they get interviewed, they're always asked about something to do with Marvel
Tom
first.
Holland with his cherry, it was just always, yeah, right, enough of cherry. So, no way home. But yeah, so it's just bullshit.
Yeah.
It's got to be, because you would just flat out say no.
Yeah.
Just go, no. If I was him, I'd just go, stop asking. I'm just not in it, okay? No, nothing about a call. Doesn't matter. Although, one thing that did concern me, he had rather long hair in that interview.
Yeah, he did
Wouldn't look right
Did have long hair.
for Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, but
But I'm all in.
He's in it.
I'm usually quite like, we all are. We've been saying that don't build up the WandaVision hype and stuff. And I'm just going to watch it and not let it affect me.
Yeah.
But this, I'm all in. We know they're in there.
Yeah.
We know it's going to be 3 Spider-Man.
because now it's disappointing that if their villains are in it and they're not, it just doesn't work. It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense why they wouldn't be. But we've been over this 100 times before. They're in it. Tobey Maguire's in it. Andrew, fucking Dr. Octopus is in it. Who else? Electro's in it.
Foxx,
Jamie Foxx. Green Goblin's probably in it at some point.
not Ginger, though.
But so apparently the rumours are, and these are just like with everything, the rumours are that the trailer's coming out June, July. It would make sense because the film's out in December. So yeah, fine. But ultimately, Sony can do what they want.
Yeah.
So Sony will have the rights to it, because even in that sizzle reel, it come up with Spider-Man: No Way Home and the date coming out, and then nothing. It was just that, wasn't it? There was nothing else. So yeah, June, July. Apparently, it makes sense. About 5 or 6 months before the actual film comes out. So yeah. So one more thing we've got from Marvel is during the NBA game last night, a new Loki TV spot come out. Wasn't much new, really.
No.
A few little snippets, I suppose. Looks good. Still looking forward to it. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I'm a little bit reserved now. I think we said it, didn't we? The WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier haven't been great series, have been good series, but
Yeah.
are not great. So I am a little bit reserved now, thinking, is it just going to be a nice little series week on week and nothing Marvel amazing, what I would say, as the movies do. So a little bit reserved in that respect, but this was always my number one Disney Plus show. I'm very looking forward to it. And again, that 30-second spot just looks very cool.
Yeah. He's a very cool guy as well. I really
Tom's
like
brilliant,
him.
isn't he?
Yeah.
I really like the whole. I think we spoke about ages and ages ago when the first original trailer came out. But that bit,
DB Cooper.
yeah, very very good bit.
Very good.
The bloody. I've forgotten what it is.
The Bifrost.
Bifrost. I couldn't remember. It's like that thing. the sky comes.
Again,
I forgot what it was.
Span loads. He goes to Pompeii when Mount Vesuvius. I don't know if it's going to explode. Probably. Well, no, it does, doesn't it? On one of the things. So yeah, he goes to all these places. And then he's DB Cooper in that period. It's going to be very very cool if they do that. And even if it's not big massive action, I'll be probably captivated because it's Tom Hiddleston anyway.
But this is one where you can just skip through and just do what you want every episode. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to make that much of a difference. Because I still don't believe what Feige said about these series not having effects on the films, because it'd be really odd if Sam Wilson just turned up as Captain America in the next film. Do you know what I mean? No expect, just in a new suit, shield, everything ready to go. Same with Wanda in new outfit, got all these new powers and stuff, and there's a white vision floating about. It's like, well, they do have, they are definitely effective. Yeah. But I think what he was getting at was that there's nothing catastrophic happening in these series that would affect the films.
I think Wanda's quite catastrophic, isn't she?
Yeah.
Go fucking bananas.
Well, it's just
Bananas.
but yeah, it's just, they're all just massive setups, though. I think that's what he's not saying, but he's saying is that they are, which I'm a little bit, the way when this strategy and the big budgets they were using, I thought it was going to be a little bit more than just setups, personally. But I think that's what we're getting, just week on weeks, nothing amazing, but it will just set up for what's done now. Phase 4 set up with Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision, Doctor Strange. It's all set up, isn't it? So
I think for this whole Loki series, I'll be doing the Leonardo DiCaprio meme when you put to the thing every time period.
That's what's interesting about it, though. But I think like both, WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier, you could probably skip and just watch the next film and be caught up enough to know what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't really care if there's a white vision roaming about, really, would you? He changed his colours a bit, didn't he? What's happened here?
I'll let it go.
Oh, Sam's got a new costume. Nice. So that's it for that. There was one other bit of news, right? And I wasn't going to say it because I do not confess to know enough about it. But Sony are doing a Marvel series.
I know what you're going to say, and I don't know.
On a character called Silk. Now, I recently read the Spider-Verse comic because people were going on about it, and I thought it may have something to do with, Spider-Man No Way Home. So I had a read of it. And she's in that. She seems like an alternative. There's like hundreds of alternative Spider-Man from different universes basically in this comic storyline. Seems another one like that, but she seems a bit more key to it. So same sort of powers and stuff, but just a woman Spider-Man, basically.
Yeah.
But not Spider-Woman, don't get confused. She's Silk. But anyway, there's a Marvel series being done by Sony.
Animated or not? Do you know?
I think it's live. I'm pretty sure it's
live
live.
I think it's live action. But where does that series go then? Because they don't have one. They've been sending all their rights off to everywhere else. Does that go to Netflix?
Or some production, or like a channel like fucking
Well,
ABC
they signed the deal with Netflix, didn't they? To everything goes there for the original. Or was that?
That was just 2022 though, wasn't it? Unless they extended it.
Yeah.
And wasn't it theatrical releases, the deal?
Oh yeah, so it wouldn't be that.
Yeah,
But
so
where does it stream? Where
I
do
don't know.
you watch it?
Because do they not line these up before they make them? Because what if they made it and then they went, right, ABC, NBC, Netflix, do you want to buy it?
That's what I used to do with pilots, though. That's
Yeah,
what.
oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
pilots
Show it.
don't really exist anymore. They just make them, don't they, and just give them somewhere. Yeah, someone will. But that's it. That's it for news. That's all I've got.
Cool.
So moving on to our main segment of the show, we've got two bits to talk about: Invincible and Without Remorse. But we'll talk about Michael B. Jordan. I was gonna say that one.
Just him. Forget the film.
And Tom Clancy's Without Remorse, which released on Friday, just gone. Thoughts on the film?
I would say I enjoyed it
Yeah,
to an extent.
Yeah, it was your typical action film. Not much to it, but it was a good watch in terms of action. Bit silly in places, but it was a good watch. It's an enjoyable watch, I think.
Yeah, it was all right. It was fun.
Well, let's go, because that's the gauge, because I'm struggling to gauge here from you two. Should we do with ratings then?
Yeah, okay. So ratings, I'll probably give it out of 10. I'll probably give it 6.5. out of 10.
Yeah, I was gonna say 6.
I think I would have said 6. So
Yeah.
yeah, wasn't a bad movie. Wasn't a great movie. It was good, right? I can't. It's really hard with this one.
There just wasn't much to it.
It's a bit similar, in my opinion. It sounds strange when you start saying Godzilla vs Kong and Fast and Furious. These sort of films, these revenge films, are done to death.
Yeah.
I mean, literally nobody. Bob Odenkirk literally just come out.
Yeah.
The old classic ones of the Fallen trilogy with Gerard Butler and Taken trilogy.
Yeah.
It's been done so many times, and obviously John Wick, as we know, trilogy. But yeah, I do find it hard with these ones to give, just like I do with Godzilla vs Kong, because the story's never going to be great. It's just, can the action be all right and enjoyable watch? And I probably would go, I enjoyed it. It wasn't a waste of time.
I thought with this one, I thought it might have been a little bit different. I knew what the story was, but the Tom Clancy films, the games and that, I thought they have a bit more to them. And I thought from the trailer, it actually looked like a bit more of an intense film, a bit more to it. Like the Nobody trailer, you know what you're getting there. I think you know exactly what's going. John Wick, obviously, you knew what you was getting there as well. I thought
Reeves, you knew what you were getting.
Yeah.
But I thought this one from the trailers seemed a bit more. There's going to be a bit more to it, and there was. They did try and do a twist, but I think everyone knows what.
Terrible twist.
Yeah, I think everyone knew what's happening. But yeah, 6 I think's fair.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So brief synopsis of the story without going to spoilers. Michael B. Jordan's army. I think it's Marines. I don't think
Navy SEAL.
Navy SEAL. And they're doing a mission, and they think they're there for a reason, but they're not. They're there for another reason. It turns out they killed someone they shouldn't have killed, and it's all about revenge. And the person they killed, their team is coming, and they trying to wipe out every Navy SEAL. And we see it in the trailer. They try, Michael B. Jordan almost do it, but kill his wife and kid, unborn baby, and now it's personal. And that should be the tagline. Now it's personal. And it's just about seeking revenge and wiping out the final one.
Even if they didn't have it in the trailer, obviously his wife and unborn child being killed and him being shot.
Yeah.
When they introduced them as like a happy little family and having a family barbecue and stuff, he's like, well, this is you knew this was going to go wrong. Yeah. I didn't think you needed that in the trailer really anyway.
Yeah.
I think they could have kept his wife and unborn child being killed. They could have shown him in the trailer, him being like badly shot up and damaged or whatever. But yeah, I don't think that was a surprise to anyone anyway, if you hadn't seen the trailer.
Sort of the supporting cast, I didn't think there was anyone very good. I can't remember her name now, the lieutenant that was his
She was
friend.
really bad actor.
I thought there were some moments she was very poor acting.
Yeah.
Even Guy Pearce.
Very robotic, I thought.
Very
her.
robotic.
She didn't really, no emotion.
I didn't believe their tight relationship. I just didn't believe it. Guy Pearce been around the block, but he played. It was so obvious. I mean, I said to Jade, I think in about 8 minutes, he's the villain.
I said that to him outside. I was like, there was no shock. There was no shock when I saw him. It was like, he's always dodgy.
And even the bathroom scene where he tricks him and says, I left that out of the report, blah, blah, blah. Really poor.
That's been done a million times. Like, I never actually said that.
Yeah.
But you seem to know everything about it.
Well.
Because they tried to throw you under the bus with with Jamie Bell, or Billy Elliot, and making him, and he did definitely do some shady things as well. Turns out he was best buddies, and they actually loved each other. But
so that's the supporting. Nothing more to say on the supporting cast. And then the story. Obviously haven't read the book, but the story is quite good. But I thought the only good thing about this film, if I'm honest, was Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, but there's some points in this where he was a bit shaky as well. I wasn't that impressed with him in the film.
I don't think anyone. It seemed like people in this film just wasn't asked about being in it.
I said this to Jade.
Yeah, it didn't really. It seemed like it was all like a little filler, bit of money.
Yeah, I think there's a bit with Michael B. Jordan, and don't get me wrong, I thought there was moments with him in the prison cell was brilliant.
Oh, that was good.
Clearly, he can do action, which is great.
Yeah.
But there's a moment with him and his wife, and it just looked like they didn't even want to be around each other.
Yeah. And did you not find the guy they was talking to in the kitchen? It just seemed like, did these not know each other? They didn't seem like they knew.
What was going on?
He was really intense that game as well. I completely agree. It just weren't that great. I think before I went to put on it with Isabel, because she lost interest anyway, and even Michael B. Jordan couldn't keep her on board, which is it's saying quite a lot to be fair. But when I clicked on it, it has the rating on Amazon Prime, didn't it? I think it was 2.3 stars.
Really?
Out of which is not far off what we said 6. That'd be like 5, wouldn't it? So it wouldn't be that far off. But yeah, yeah,
I am a sucker for them. Like I said, I did because I'm a sucker for those things. I think we all are. I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't. When you review stuff like this, I can't give it higher points.
No. So let's go. We'll do a bit different. Let's go best scene or your favourite scene in the film, and then we'll go the worst scene in the film. I can kick off if you want.
Go, yeah.
I think my favourite scene in the whole film was the bathroom scene in the prison. I just thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
The way he's like
Splashing the water.
Yeah, and he said, "I'm not going anywhere," and he just comes splashing. He knows what's coming.
Yeah.
Splashing the water and just kicks off. I thought that's fantastic.
Very good.
Worst scene for me.
I've got mine.
I think the worst. I didn't like the plane crash.
Nah.
That was a bad one as well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
did
that's,
like
that's,
that.
that's mine.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Plane
yeah.
crash,
Yeah, I just thought it was a bit. All survived. It's a bit much. But yeah,
I
I
asked
did like
Con just a minute ago, and he's explained that, but I just didn't get that from it. The boat just come out of nowhere, but Con said that's what he was diving down to get. I presumed he was getting his all of their tactical gear and guns and stuff ready to do whatever. But then it would have helped if they showed him like the boat appearing.
Yeah.
Because next thing you know, they were just on a boat.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, fair enough.
Best scene, I think it is the prison cell, splashing water, etc. Top off, love it. But yeah, my worst scene, it has to be the when he stays behind to help them get away, and he looks like he's been shot a few times.
Yeah.
He's staggering down the stairs, and apparently it's these KBG military armed Russian people. There's about 10 of them,
Yeah.
and it's quite a wide staircase. And he's just falling down one arm with his assault rifle,
Yeah.
and they cannot
They
kill him.
miss everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's killing them as he's going down,
Yeah.
and he's falling and grabbing bags, and that was really unbelievable.
Yeah.
That part, and it was it's a shame.
And the speed he puts that KGB suit on. Phenomenal. He's in the car driving away.
Yeah.
See you later.
So I think the best thing for me, I did like the whole bit after, I can't remember his name, but after the guy blows himself up and they're in that apartment and he got the snipers and that, it seemed quite realistic where like it's not run and gun and whatever, like snipers have got you pinned down and sort of, if they are all Navy SEALs, it made sense the way they dealt with it. I quite like the tactical way of doing it. And I did think throughout, the actual gun, not that specific moment when he's falling downstairs, but the actual, most of the gunfights and like even the sounds of the guns and stuff was much more realistic than your standard action film.
Yeah.
But the worst part for me, it was in the trailer, and we spoke about it off air anyway, is the whole car thing where he sets the car on fire.
Yeah.
That is just dumb as you like. That bit. I liked when he was inside the car and interrogate him, and it's a bit tense because it's on fire. Shoots the driver and then keeps shooting the guy in like his leg and his shoulder and stuff. That was quite cool. The whole bit before, where he's doused himself, and he must have got someone himself as well.
Oh, yeah.
But he douses the car and sets it all on fire, and then he just goes up and opens the door, which would have been red hot, that door, to get in. And then I saw someone on YouTube do a little thing about it, that that's not how fires work. You know, like the whole idea, if you open up something with fire, like, you know, you're told not to open up a door because of backdraft and stuff like that. So if he did, it is, but if he did that, if this was done in real life and you open a door, the air from inside would suck the fire in and whatever. So it just didn't really make sense. And it was just, I liked it when he was inside the car. I thought that was quite a cool interrogation because it's burning. But then the fact that he can just get in and out of a car and just be like, it's fine, no
Got me
worries.
information. See you later.
But
And he comes back out and doesn't get immediately shot either. By me. But
Military. I'm military. Yeah.
But as with all films nowadays, which does wind me up a bit, the only sort of company that I don't mind is Marvel.
Franchise.
Because they're known for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I really despise mid-credit scenes because
was there a mid-credit scene?
Yeah.
I didn't
well,
even
that's
know.
the thing. If you didn't tell me, I wouldn't have watched it. Or Luke,
thanks
I
for
think
telling
Luke
me
said I
then.
didn't-
It was on the chat. You were in the chat.
Well, listen.
But that's the thing. It's
You're
mid-credit
at Samine.
scenes.
You're at a pub.
Yeah. But with Marvel, you come to expect it because that's what they do. So any other film series or franchise, you shouldn't do it because people will miss it. And I can guarantee a lot of people have missed that film.
I didn't know it existed.
Yeah, well, it's all about, it was Michael B in his glasses.
Okay.
He's back in Washington.
Okay.
Year
later.
Yeah, and the Billy Elliot guy is now director of CIA. And now he wants to create a team, Michael B. Jordan, to run the team. He wants to call it Rainbow.
Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six.
Which is the
Other
than Jack Ryan, it's Tom Clancy's.
Or Splinter Cell.
So we're set for more, even it's a series maybe. But if you didn't wait, you wouldn't have known that. I don't like that films are doing
No,
that.
I didn't know that existed.
Yeah.
Didn't know that was a thing. But
It's good. I like the scene because if you're gonna do a franchise, I know we've joked about getting Jack Ryan and crossover, which may potentially happen. You don't know because it's all Amazon and that. But, and I think it would work because it would make sense if you've got Jack Ryan there doing that, and you've got a Rainbow Six team here. It probably would work, Link, because he's a great analyst and he could help.
he's just an analyst,
Yeah,
as he says 100 times.
He learns how to use guns very quick. But yeah, so I mean, it would make sense. But Rainbow Six is the cool one you can do. Don't get me wrong, as you just said, Splinter Cell would be brilliant.
Yeah.
But if you make a Rainbow Six group, which is what he said, like a counter
Terrorism,
group. Which so if
Across Wales,
if you
UK,
made
US.
an amazing group with some decent actors, you could probably do some cool films with that, which would be no shit story, but just really top draw. You know.
It would just be that film SWAT, wouldn't it?
I watched it the other day. Fantastic.
Did you?
Yeah, I love that film.
That's quite almost a classic little action film for our generation.
I legit know that film. Me and Gary watched it over and over again. I know it's a brilliant film.
Yeah, it's a good fun film. That.
But yeah, so it was a good tease.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Mid credits, no pointless.
I think if that could have just been in the
At
film.
the end,
I didn't know that existed. I haven't actually seen it anywhere, like social media. Actually, to be fair, I've not seen this film anywhere on social
haven't
media.
either,
Really,
yeah.
no one's really spoke about it or whatever. So end of that, just okay, I suppose.
Yeah, it's free, so worth a watch.
Maybe you should have just done a Rainbow Six film.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's this. We said this again before. This film's never going to survive unless you do a crossover or a franchise. So they've done one with star power Michael B. Jordan. That hasn't gone down very well in terms of ratings, as Craig just said, with Amazon Prime and that. And what I've seen online is pretty much us. It was all right and whatever. But yeah, if they're going to do another one, which I think they're gonna, then it has to be Rainbow Six, Jack Ryan or something. Otherwise, I wouldn't watch another one if it's not about those.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I would.
No, probably right.
Yeah.
All right,
so
well, I think that'll do it on that, won't it?
yeah, so moving on to the more meatier
Here we go.
subject. Invincible. The finale hit our screens on Friday. Before we go into it, just a bit of news up top. Seasons 2 and 3 have been confirmed, which is fantastic
That is
news.
great
Brilliant
news.
Fantastic news.
Yeah, really good. Really pleased with that.
So we'll do what we do usually. We'll do a season episode rating, and then we'll do the series as a whole rating. I'll go with you first, Brad.
Episode rating, I'd give that a 9 out of 10 as an episode, and for the season, I'd give it a 9. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree. I think it was a pretty bang on series, and finale didn't disappoint.
Yeah, I'm the same. Episode 9. For my review, because I done a review this week, I said it was a 4.5 out of 5, knocking on the door of a 5 out of 5 season.
Really, really good.
Well, we had a chat on the mic, wasn't it? Playing balls or whatever. And there hasn't been much, and I can't remember the last time since Joker, but that was a film, but especially series. I can't remember the last time I was thinking, right, that was flawless, what I just watched.
Yeah.
So it's not, I've reserved it because I couldn't give it 10 out of 10, but this was the closest thing I've come to, do you know what? I think I could, and then I just didn't in the end, but because of a few things. But this was the first thing in a long time, I think, that was close.
I don't think there was probably any episode that dropped below about a 7 for me. I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
I think the one before Titan, which I think was episode 5. So I think it was episode 4 where I was like, the one where he goes to the university, and it's the robot men. That wasn't the best episode, but I would probably say
still enjoyed
7.
it.
I'd probably say 7. So it's if you get something all the way through 8s, 9s, 9s, 8s, and all the way, you're probably knocking on the door of a 10 out of 10. So there wasn't, as Craig said, it wasn't actually a bad episode.
No. Well, my problem is this is the first animation show I've watched, so I've popped my cherry with this, and I cannot go back. I can't watch anything else now.
Yeah, it's true.
As Craig said it last week, it's the best animation out there.
Yeah.
I mean, like I mentioned earlier, I watched the first episode of Bad Batch. Then it's a very different animation, but even for my love for Star Wars, like the animation for Invincible is so much better, and it's just more interesting.
Yeah.
Really. But you'll struggle if you watch anything else.
Yeah.
The only thing which I'm seeing it compared to a lot is the DC animated films.
Yeah, they do get a lot of
similar,
praise.
very similar. I think they've actually took a little bit from. I saw a little breakdown. It looks like they've took some elements of it, and there's certain, not all of them. There's certain DC animated films which they do now, in fairness, that is as good as this in terms of animation. So
It's like the Killing Joke in it that everyone
brilliant.
loves.
And the Flashpoint Paradox,
Yeah.
which I think is like a rated 5-star on Amazon Prime and stuff. Like the animation is ridiculous, and that's the same level gore in terms of like heads being cut off.
I think it's because like this wouldn't work if you did a live action version. It's too much.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Not in a good way. It's good for the animation,
Completely agree.
but it's too much to do live action. You would
feel sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd completely butcher it.
Yeah.
Like the closest thing to it recently, live action, I would say, is that Brightburn. But the little kid Superman horror sort of thing where there was quite a lot of violence in that. It was quite
Or
gory.
Homelander, the boys, and
that. But this suits well, very well.
So we'll jump straight into spoilers, and we'll go through the finale. I'm going to use that. So this episode picks up exactly where it leaves off. He's just killed. I can't remember the guy's name.
Immortal.
Yeah.
So he kills him, and Invincible's shell shocked, basically.
What the fuck, Dad?
Yeah,
Pretty much, yeah.
and we find out who Omni-Man is and where he comes from, and their race.
So it's from Viltrum, but they're
Viltrum,
Viltrumites. Yeah.
So they're a race that it's basically their planet. They got rid of all the weak by having a big battle, and only the strongest survived. And
I did like that scene. That was a good scene.
I like that a lot.
So just something just to mention there, which was because I've been a little bit when this first happened, I knew I was going to love this. I think I remember saying that I looked into it all and stuff, and I watched actually it was only about 40 minutes, I think it was, but it was a YouTube of the entire comic book run, basically.
Right.
And there's a person in that flashback which people have gone crazy about. I don't know if you've seen.
No.
So do you remember the old guy with bald head with a moustache that had blood all over?
Yeah.
So basically, if you think Omni-Man's bad, he's 10 times worse and stronger, 10 times stronger.
Oh,
So he's called Conquest, and some amazing fights in the comic book runs of him. So I think that's who's going to come to sort out Earth, because they don't leave an Earth behind, I think, anyway.
yeah.
And there's an even bigger one called Thrag, who apparently destroys him. So Omni-Man's nothing compared to what's out there in Viltrum and all
It does
that.
seem like from the flashback, he's more like a soldier, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, he's sent off. They're all sent off to go get their own worlds.
Like an
or whatever.
agent or sleeper cell. But so that was a big moment, and I recognise it from the breakdowns. And so if that is the thing where Mark has to try and get to that level, and it's just crazy if they go the way that what I've seen and what the comic book fans have seen. So that would be brilliant.
Yeah, and after Mark finds that out, it just turns into, I won't call it much of a fight, I'll call it a battering.
Oh yeah,
Invincible just gets absolutely battered.
he does try, bless him.
Yeah, and when I was watching this scene and the first bit of this episode, I thought Omni-Man's one of the best villains I've seen.
Yeah,
I thought
really
he's
did,
fantastic. He's just it's too powerful. You can't beat him. And I thought, I literally thought Earth's doomed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only because of the end of the episode, which we'll get to,
Yeah.
that he actually stops.
Mm-hmm.
But I just thought, this is brilliant.
He's quite, as we always say with villains, he's quite relatable in the terms of that you can see you don't know what he's like. He's confused. So he's got this instilled, not brainwash, like Winter Soldier again. He's got that, he's been dedicated to this mission of
His whole life, been leading up to this
so
thing.
he's been there the whole time, and now he's fairly, or he hasn't fallen in love, which we get on a few horrible little lines he says.
Yeah.
But this has all been a plan, and you realise it, but then you can see, not just at the end when you see the confusion, and you will talk about it, but he's trying too much to get through to Mark. You would just think, I'm going to kill you. You're not interested, I'll kill you.
Yeah.
But he's not doing that, and he's trying to actually, what I love about it, and we'll talk about the scenes in a second, every attack he does on the humans, he does it through Mark. So the train one will come into a second, which was Jesus Christ. But even when he punches Mark to make an avalanche, he punches Mark's chest to do it, and he punches Mark into the building. So he's trying to make Mark be the Omni-Man. It's just really incredible. And I agree, one of the best villains I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. And to pick up on the line you was talking about, because it's what makes Mark
talk
sort of... So Mark basically says something like, do you not care about, what about Mum and blah, blah, blah. And he says, she's nothing but a pet.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. And she's listening.
yeah.
And obviously
She's
she can
listening,
hear, and that tears her apart. But that is fucking...
Yeah. It was a turning point, for sure.
It's a
Turning point, for sure, yep.
and then we get to the gory scenes. So he's punched through a building.
Can we talk about the jet bit first?
Oh, yes, yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Because the bit that not maybe laugh. I'm not that sort of
Not the most intense, but I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no. This is completely different. Do you know what was good for me with the jet thing? And it wasn't like the normal, let's say Godzilla vs. Kong thing, where they've brought these jets out and like, yeah, shoot him, wherever. They actually acknowledge that these poor pilots are going to be a distraction. Do you know what I mean? They don't say send the jets on him to destroy him, whatever, because they know that ain't going to work. They just, because I think it's, what's the mum name? I can't remember the mum's name. Deborah, yeah. Deborah says, like, what are they going to do? Is like, well, they're just going to be a distraction just to give Mark a bit of time.
Yeah.
And it is literally a distraction. But then, we're talking about the building bits, but then the bit, obviously Mark does the hero thing and the plane gets blown up and the chute ain't coming out or whatever. And very Iron Man-esque.
Yeah,
in the first film, where he has
one,
to stop it. Anyway, and he saves him, puts him down all nicely. And he's chatting to him, he's saying, thank you, for saving me or whatever. And Omni-Man just pulls up the iron and literally just grabs his head and squishes it into Invincible's face and all over his costume, his brain, eyes, everything. The whole thing goes. And he just says something along the lines of, "This is just how meaningless they are. There's nothing really." But anyway, so he got after that.
Yeah, so then we get to the. I really like this bit because you see, I think we're in New York, or it looks like New York.
Looks like something like he's punched him a long way.
Yeah, or it might be Chicago, one of the two.
Can't remember now where it is.
Let's go there.
It looks brilliant. I mean, it looked brilliant, the city where they were. And he gets punched through a building. Now, he comes through and he hits the ground, and obviously he's so. Invincible's powerful as well, so he's just skidding through the concrete or the asphalt, if you're American, destroying everything in his path. And even the gore in that bit is like unbelievable. And then he sees the building about to collapse, so he tries to save the couple in the building. There's a mother and daughter, but obviously he can't do it. And we cut to you think he does because it collapses, and he's still holding the hand. Pans out, he's just holding the hand. Because then you think. That's a mother and a child just been killed. And Omni-Man, he just doesn't care.
But this is like, I know none of this is realistic because superheroes don't exist.
Yeah.
Regardless of what I may think. But it does show another side to sort of, I said it about a couple of weeks ago, the Man of Steel fight. Yeah. This is the sort of stuff that would be happening if, when Superman or Zod was punched through a building.
Yeah.
If there was anyone standing there, they'd be absolutely obliterated when they fly through the building. So it is quite... cool and accurate to see that side of it, but that was an interesting moment. And then I think it goes to
the train. I'm going to throw that over to Brad. The train scene.
Oh god! So again, he's trying to sort of make Mark realise that these are just nothing but insects to him, and he takes him underground. They go underground to where the subway is, and the train's coming, and he literally, I'm just going to say what it is. He holds his head towards the oncoming train. Looks like Mark's trying to fight and throw his arms around, and then it doesn't skip away or anything. It shows the train coming at him full throttle, and Omni-Man just staying there like a bollard with Mark's face, and Mark's arms are cutting people up.
Yeah.
And it's just, and even when I thought that's like he's killed about 50 people using Mark, Omni-Man then decides to kick down and bring up all the carriages and just explode, and then Mark can just see all the dead bodies, and Omni-Man still then is like, see what I mean, Mark? It's just...
It's the bit for me in that bit where the guy is trapped and he's trying to get to his daughter or son or whatever, and Omni-Man just basically stamps on the slab and just crushes him in his arm.
That bit,
Jesus.
Yeah, that was... it's incredible. And then what's a bit after that?
Then it goes to the... I don't think it's Everest, but it goes
the
to
Alps or something.
the Alps, and then he's done... Mark's tiring now, and that's what the bit I was talking about. Even then, he doesn't cause an avalanche. He punches Mark in the chest to cause the avalanche when he's laying on the ground, and then that's when he just... You can see Omni-Man loses control, but in a way that helps Mark survive. So... I don't know if you want to...
Yeah, so he's absolutely battering him, and he's just shouting all stuff
Teeth
at him.
coming out the lot.
Yeah.
Eyes bulging. Yeah.
And that's the bit, when he sees his teeth missing, then it goes to a flashback of him at a baseball game.
This was 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
So the mum's sitting in the bleachers, and he's sitting away. He just looks angry, because obviously it's a waste of his time. He's thinking, what am I doing here?
He even says, I'd have a better vantage point up there if I could fly.
And then... Mark hits a home run, and you can tell he's in quite a powerful thing, because that ball was flying. That ball was
He's only little.
And then he has a smile on his face, and then he starts cheering Mark on. And it's that moment where he realises that this is his boy that he's absolutely about to kill.
But then, because just after Is it after? It must be before that. Actually, he goes. I'll outlive you anyway. I'll just make another one of you.
Yeah.
So he's like proper like to in and fro, isn't he?
With Star-Lord, isn't it?
pretty much. Yeah.
And then he realizes, and then you can see it's the first time you see emotion on his face, and then he just shoots off, and then you see the little tear in space, the little water tear in space, and then he's gone.
For now.
For now, yeah.
Wait, there wasn't an after credit scene to this, was there?
Ah, there wasn't.
No.
I just realised I didn't look.
Yeah.
And, so then he's gone, and then Mark's in the hospital, isn't he? Like getting some serious patching up, and then he has that whole bit with Cecil, doesn't he, in that weird room.
Oh, with the light.
Yeah, it was really odd, that bit.
That made me think. I think, imagine if that actually exists, because we wouldn't know, would we?
Well, you wouldn't know.
If there's lights, and he said, "You'll be surprised how much we use this." I was
Yeah.
like, that's quite cool. I like that.
It was good, and it showed Immortal being still immortal.
Well, this was brilliant, wasn't it? Because it showed so many avenues. This is basically what they were doing, and which is why they said we got 2 and 3 coming before this aired. Was because it flashed to loads of things, didn't it? We had Battle Beast off-world.
Yeah.
We had the Mars Squid Peep things. We had the
with the astronaut taking over with the little things.
Oh yeah.
We had the robot men. As Cecil's got about 100 of them, or loads of them. Yeah, little army of them.
Still pointless.
Still pointless. And there was a few other things I can't. Oh, Titan showed Mahershala Ali as Titan, becoming that sort of Luke Cage gangster. But yeah, so it's loads of avenues to go down. But ultimately, it's coming down to what is going to happen between Mark and Viltrum, who are coming, because Seth Rogen's character, Alan the alien, said straight up they don't. The only thing worse than like them sort of coming to your Earth is if they don't get it, because they're just obsessed with it. Once it's on the radar, they're coming. So.
I like the line where he says, "What are you going to do now?" And it does all them little flashbacks. He says, "Just go back to school."
Just go back to school. Brilliant.
So I guess series 2 is the onslaught of Earth, which really, if Omni-Man couldn't be stopped, sort of probably going to lose Earth. I imagine.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Maybe because obviously
he changes side.
Maybe it's going to have a slower pace. I don't want to say too much because it's they're going to follow what the comic run is, so I don't want to spoil it. But yeah, I think it's going to be a slow burner before we see Viltrum come to Earth and stuff. I think season 2 is going to be all about Mark, because he does become extremely powerful. But at the minute, he's just getting battered. But he can fight this conquest person and stuff like that later on in the comic run. So he does become very powerful. But at the minute, he's just a boy.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to set up him a little bit.
Well, they need the old Guardians of the Globe back, because the new ones are pretty shit.
They are really shit. When they was asked to should we go help him? He's like, what do we do?
Yeah.
You got Rex Splode, who just throws a couple of explosions at things. It's not really much help, is it?
Yeah, and obviously not dead, because they're in this little light thing lab.
Yeah.
Getting brought back. It seems like they can't die, because every time they die, their little stretchers come out and they're straight to space.
The weird little stretchers do a lot, don't they? Yeah.
Stretchers.
That's where they find them.
Yeah, I think season 2 and 3 will be just the beginning. I think this could run for a while.
Yeah.
But the ratings it's got, I don't see why they would stop anytime soon.
No.
It's very rare to automatically go 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Series 2 and 3 is coming. It's not like just the next series.
I wonder if now they will really put on the back burner the live action, because it's already been on the back burner for ages. And then I think it was January, he come out, Robert Kirkman said, no, Seth Rogen and Adam Goldberg, what's his name?
I can't remember.
Adam Goldberg.
Goldberg, yeah.
So them two are still writing it, etc., as live action's happening. But I think with the success of this, which has been paramount, they might just go, do you know what?
What is the live action one meant to be?
He's confirmed it's a separate to this. It's nothing to do with the series. So they want to do a live action of Invincible. But that was before.
Oh, so it'll be the same story, but live action.
So, yeah, but live action.
Why would you do that?
But that was before this success. Why would, as you just said, I don't think it would. I agree with you.
This series, if you tried to remake it live action, it just wouldn't work.
No.
Yeah.
You couldn't get away with doing it.
Well, Omni-Man would just be Homelander, wouldn't it?
Oh, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
I can't see them doing a real life version of that subway train. I don't
that?
see them. How'd you do that?
The boys are bad, but not to that extent. No. I mean, they do some like incredible, even the bit where Homelander, like in his mind, burns all those people in half and stuff, and they're exploding. But yeah, he doesn't. They don't go too far to that extent, but you can do that in animation, like Craig said.
Yeah. Well, something cool to check out as well. We put on our socials at Weekly Cut. Boss Logic was at work, and he done the live action. Who would you cast? And he done Henry Cavill as Omni-Man. Looks brilliant.
Yeah.
Ryan Potter as Invincible. And Scott Glenn as Cecil, which is spot on.
Oh, that was perfect.
I'll tell you, he done another one as well, which was which I think would be absolutely 10 out of 10. Was John Hamm as Nolan?
Yeah.
Because he's had a moustache in a few films. He would look spot on.
Yeah, I
Imagine
think
give him
so.
a bit of grey,
Yeah.
and I think if John Hamm would
I
look
think
spot
I'd prefer John Hamm to Henry
I would
Cavill to
prefer-
do this.
Yeah.
That'd be actually a really good shout.
I'd prefer John Hamm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to wrap up, it's a fantastic season. If you haven't watched it, I would definitely
yeah.
say
Yeah,
watch it.
definitely.
I,
watch it,
I
actually.
said it. I think your brother was saying he started watching. He's watched the first 3. I said to him the other day. I thought I would quite like to just have the whole lot to binge. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, now we've watched it week on week because we wanted to, but I would like to whole binge. Now I'd watch it all again now.
Yeah. Very good. Moving on, before we go on to scraps, I was getting a new little segment we got.
a new.
Weekly cut, what's on our screens. So we talk about what we're watching at the moment. I'll go first. Something I watched today, actually, Nomadland.
Is it on
I
Disney
watched it
Plus
on
now?
Disney Plus.
Oh, is it?
You can see why it's won an Oscar,
Right.
and you
Really?
can see why Frances McDormand won an Oscar. It's I think it's fantastic.
Give us a. I don't know what it's about. What's this?
So it's an economic crash,
Okay.
and she lost her house, and a lot of people lost their house because of the economy, and they turned to nomads, so they've got no home, and they travel around in camper vans from site to site and just live life free, basically, not away from corporate America. And it's just following Frances McDormand's character. Her husband passed, and now she's on her own traveling around. There's not much story to it, but visually it's stunning. You can see why Kevin Feige was impressed by her, because it's big landscapes and it just looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that's been added on there already.
Yeah.
All right.
And the performance of Frances McDormand is phenomenal.
Is it on the Star section?
No, it's on Disney
Oh,
Plus.
he's actually on the main.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
And
out of 10?
I'll probably give it an 8 or a 9.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
fair play.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it long?
it's
Is it long?
hour and 50.
Oh,
Not
It's
bad.
brilliant. It's just visually stunning.
Yeah.
The performance is brilliant. So if you appreciate those, you'll really enjoy this film.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I've also watched the Formula 1 F1 Drive to Survive.
Oh, yes.
That's top draw.
Yeah, that is one
I
of the
haven't
best,
started it yet. I need
best series.
to watch it.
And that's what I'm watching.
Cool. You want to go? Or?
Well, I'm watching Bad Batch. I've mentioned twice already. Well, I've watched one episode of it. I'll tell you what I did watch.
Yeah.
I watched the first episode of that Shadow and Bone,
Oh yeah.
and that's awful.
This is my
Yeah,
issue. No. So obviously it's your opinion.
Yeah, I
but
know,
it's the
yeah.
equivalent of Connor. Like
Yeah.
you didn't like Lord of the Rings, did you?
No.
Is that a shit film?
No.
You see what I mean? It's not a shit series.
It's probably not, but I don't like it. I didn't like
but
it.
this is what I mean. So I went.
Can I just say my main thing about it? That it was only something really happened the last 2 minutes when they went into that mist or whatever it was
say
called.
that about Invincible.
So episode 1.
First episode.
Yeah. That's
No. Like literally for the rest of that Shadow and Bone, that first episode, there was nothing happened. Like literally nothing happened in it. It was just them just talking. They were childhood friends or a couple of people friends and fire a little
Well,
bit.
you have to have a story, Craig. No,
but there wasn't anything happen.
No, that's-
it might
that's-
get better as it goes
no,
on.
that's
but-
fair enough. So that was my whole point. Of course, everyone has their opinion, but
Oh, it looks good.
yeah. But it is a very, very good show, like renownedly viewed and highly popular. But what I said about you two, you've never. I've known you quite a long time, and I've known you even longer, Con. I know you like your Lord of the Rings, your Witcher. You like action fantasy. I know you do. It's really cool. Which I know.
I'll still go watch it.
but Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones,
Yeah, okay, yeah.
it's hard to call that fantasy, in my opinion. I know there is wizards. Gandalf does about 4 pieces of wizardry, the whole trilogy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is full on fantasy driven. You're not getting your cool action bit scenes. And like just thinking of the originals, Vampire Diaries, Teen Wolf, The Order, all these Netflix shows.
No.
You'd never watch them, Craig, and I know you haven't.
I wouldn't.
So that's what I meant by it's not your cup of tea.
No, you're probably right, but yeah, it's crap. Anyway, no, it's probably good. People have rated it good, but yeah, I did watch the first one. I would not.
More seasons.
Yeah, well, I will not be watching the next episode.
enough,
But yeah, like I said, Bad Batch, and not quite what we're watching, but I will say this because it could be integral to what comes next for Marvel.
Yeah.
I've got the Secret Empire comic, which is all about the alternative Capu's a Hydra thing, and people are saying that's what maybe John Walker could be going down the routes of. So I'm reading that at the moment, but not much
nice.
saying that really. It's
When did that
quite
come out? What is that?
Oh, that's been a couple of years now.
Oh, is it?
But he's got the collection of it. But yeah, but only because people mentioned that John Walker could be going down that route.
Yeah.
Because he's obviously still knocking about, isn't he? So
Nice.
yeah,
What am I watching? The only 2 series I'm watching at the minute is me go to sleep Star Trek Next Gen. Is that what you want? Is that what you want? But yeah, I love it. I love Star Trek. But and then the other one, which I'm really enjoying again, and I know you two hate it, is Walking Dead.
Oh, I can't get on with it.
Do you know what? I don't know if you both remember. I don't know if you watched enough of it, Con. Craig will remember. The character Carol is one of the best characters I've ever seen.
Oh, she's getting on my nerves.
She is. she's Space Con. She's a battered woman, gets beat by her husband, and is like a really cowardly woman.
Yeah.
By like episode,
her character does grow.
By season 8, she will literally kill about 50 people.
Yeah.
Like she becomes.
I did see the turn. I think I saw up to series 7, where everyone with the tiger in. I saw.
Oh right, yeah. So you see, so literally, she like there's a bit where they're all trapped in what's called Terminus, and she sees them all trapped in there. And then she gets like dead bodies, puts all guts all over her, goes in there, pretends like it's just she is absolutely brilliant and she's ruthless. Anyway, me and Jade was just sort of saying how good she is.
Where are you watching it? Is it on something to watch?
Amazon Prime.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but the only reason I'm watching it is because I remember I told you a while ago I watched the Negan episode from the new season. I thought, do you know what? I even fell off of it because I thought it got a little bit shit, and I thought it's such one of the biggest series ever. I've got to do it. I've just got to finish it and get it done. I can't let it lie. But yeah, that's all I'm watching, really, series-wise.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, fair enough.
Scraps?
Scraps?
Bunch of scraps!
I've got Uno.
Ooh, you go first.
All right. The Meg. The Meg sequel is starting filming, if anyone knew it was happening. The Meg sequel's filming January, confirmed by Jason Statham. Just quickly, how random this is. I can see why it's getting a sequel. Do you know how much money it made?
I bet ridiculous amounts.
Well, not ridiculous, but for what it was, it made like 540 million.
That's ridiculous amounts for that film.
For that, so you can see why. I think the budget was about 130, I think.
Yeah.
So they've made quite a bit of money on it, and they're going to go just pump another one out, make another Meg. But that's it.
Just a bigger shark.
Just a bigger shark, I assume.
Fair enough. I have one, and it's not. It's weird. I'm gonna tell you why. So, you know, I like my collectibles.
Yeah. Yep.
Surrounded by them in here. But anyway, just got the new Mandalorian helmet. It's very good.
It's fantastic.
It does look fantastic.
Anyway, so Godzilla vs. Kong come out, obviously. And they decided to release this company. I can't remember what the company's called. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, they've decided to release a 26-inch Kong bust. Right, so what's that? Probably about that big.
Yeah.
2 foot or so in it. Costing a whopping $3,500.
Jesus.
However, the other thing that people would be interested in, and I would to an extent, I would buy it, would never buy this. They're releasing a 36-inch light-up Kong battle axe. So the one from the film.
Oh, wow.
This is it here. Right.
Oh, it's big, yeah.
It's quite good.
Jesus.
Aimed at the collector and also younger market, it's $899.
Jesus.
What are they thinking? That's
a
an
lot.
insane amount of money for that. It looks good, but one, the film's...
What's the materials?
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. One, the film is not, it's not like
No, it's not like
huge.
iconic.
It's, not like, it's one weapon he had in a film that was fine. $900 is... I get the bust ones because they're normally made out of quite heavy stuff, and it is quite intricate. $3,500 is ridiculous anyway, but $900 for essentially a big kid's toy. That's
How
insane.
much was the Stormbreaker?
£125. So yeah,
So
this is the thing because it's essentially the same thing.
It
and
just close.
Yeah,
Wait
yeah,
on. It does it all.
Yeah, it does. That's light up and thunder sounds. But yeah, $900. That's madness.
That's not a Christmas present, is it? So.
No.
And there was one other one, Rick and Morty trailer for anyone who's interested. I like Rick and Morty.
Is it good? I've never watched one.
It's fun.
I watched.
It's funny.
Do you know what? I think I caught up in it when this is season 5 trailer now. I think I watched the first 3 as a binge because I was already out, and there's some genuinely hilarious moments in it.
Yeah.
And it's just fucking weird. 4 was a bit of a letdown. I thought it didn't live up to because I had to wait a long time and I couldn't binge it.
Yeah.
And 5, the trailer just looks more of the same, but I just like it. It's really fun.
Yeah. I've got a couple of scraps.
Oh.
So first scrap, this is a proper scrap. I never see it. Jeopardy, the long-running American game show.
Christ.
It was slammed.
Oh.
Because one of the winners used an alleged white power hand gesture on air. Yeah, and now they're demanding apologies and whatnot.
What was the hand gesture?
I don't know what it is. It's like someone with the fingers or something. I don't know what it is.
Never even seen a white power signal.
No, but he done it. He said it's a big misunderstanding and didn't mean it.
Just cancel it.
Yeah.
Just cancelled. No,
Yeah.
I'm joking.
And another scrap, interesting scrap as well. Obviously, the NFL draft has just been this past week, and day one of the NFL draft pulled in more viewers than the Oscars this year,
Jesus.
which I don't think is usually the case. So poor year for the Oscars.
Yeah. I wouldn't have thought it would have been that much of a difference normally, though, because like NFL is like the biggest thing in America, isn't it? But that's mad that the Oscars got so much fucking shit viewing figures this year, didn't it?
Be well interesting to see what the Oscars is next year.
Yeah.
Because you won't have the pandemic to fall back on. I mean, it's been considerably dropping each year on.
This
So
isn't just unusual.
this was 9.8 or something like that. Let's see what it is next year without the pandemic as an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that NFL draft. I watched a bit of it. I'm not interested in it really, but I watched a bit of it. It is just like with everything American. They love it, don't they? It's just everything is like a show.
Yeah.
And it's essentially quite a simple thing that happens. Do you know what
Just
I mean?
going to a
It's-
team, yeah.
Yeah, it's literally who they pick and they walk out on stage. Some of them did anyway, didn't they?
Yeah.
When they go and sit down then next to the team? Or?
With
Well,
a
they-
little hat on.
Yeah, they give him a call.
Oh, right.
And the coach will call him and say, "We want you down to Miami, man." And all the family like, "Yeah!" And they go,
brilliant.
It's quite
brilliant.
a spectacle, to be
Yeah.
fair. I do like
watch
that
it.
side of things, but yeah, cool.
That's me. Wrap us up.
Oh yes, me. Okay, yeah. So thanks for listening. Check out Instagram and Twitter at Weekly Cut, and YouTube at Weekly Cut. All the links are on both the Instagram and Twitter on our little link tree. Next week we are doing
To be confirmed.
more stuff.
GBC. Well, we're definitely doing one.
We're
but
doing more stuff,
We're going to do another
basically,
like was it last week we done franchise?
Yes, no, week before.
Week before. Another sort of discussion, argument / fight.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, we'll be definitely doing something as well as the news as usual. So say bye. I suppose bye.
Bye bye.
Well, bye.